I married my daughter's bully's father, told her my marriage isn't about you when she begged me not to. Then when the bully destroyed my daughter's dress at my wedding, I told her to move on and stop being dramatic. Then I took away my daughter's college fund to send her bully on a European vacation because family comes first. 1 year later, I've lost everything and regret every single decision. I married my daughter's bully's father. On purpose. Knowing exactly what his daughter had done to mine for 3 years. And when my daughter begged me not to, I looked her in the eyes and said, "This marriage isn't about you." Let me repeat that so the full horror sinks in. My 16-year-old daughter, who'd been tormented for 3 years by a girl who called her fat, spread rumors she was promiscuous, pushed her downstairs, and destroyed her art projects, came to me in tears begging me not to marry this girl's father. And I told her my happiness mattered more than her pain. I'm writing this from a studio apartment I can barely afford because 1 year ago I had a daughter who loved me and a savings account for her college. Now I have neither. My daughter lives with my sister and won't speak to me. The college fund is gone, spent on a vacation for the girl who made my daughter's life hell. And the man I destroyed my relationship with my daughter for? He left me 6 months ago. But here's the thing that keeps me up at night. It wasn't just one bad decision. It was a year of choosing him and his horrible daughter over my own child, again and again, until there was nothing left to choose. Let me start at the beginning, because every catastrophic choice I made stemmed from one pathetic truth: I was lonely, and I chose my own comfort over my daughter's safety. My daughter's name is Scarlett. She's 17 now. When this story starts, she was 15, and a girl named Madison had been bullying her since 8th grade. Madison was everything Scarlett wasn't. Popular. Thin. Confident. Cruel. The bullying started small. Comments about Scarlett's weight. She wasn't even overweight, just not model thin like Madison. But those comments evolved into a systematic campaign of torture. By sophomore year, Madison had convinced half the school that Scarlett was desperate and promiscuous. She'd Photoshop Scarlett's face onto inappropriate images. She'd trip her in hallways. She'd destroy Scarlett's belongings. Scarlett came home crying multiple times a week. I'd comfort her, tell her it would get better, that Madison was just jealous. But I never actually did anything to stop it. Never went to the school with real force. Never threatened legal action. Never made Madison face real consequences. I told myself Scarlett needed to toughen up. Learn to handle mean girls. That this was just part of growing up. Looking back, I was already failing her. Already choosing the path of least resistance over protecting my child. Then I met Caleb. I was 38, divorced for 5 years, lonely. I met Caleb at a work function. He was 42, charming, successful, also divorced. We hit it off immediately. He was attentive, romantic, everything my ex-husband hadn't been. On our 3rd date, he mentioned his daughter. She's 15. Same age as yours, right? Maybe they know each other. Madison? My stomach dropped. Madison? What's her last name? Morrison. Madison Morrison. Goes to Westfield High. The same school as Scarlett? The same Madison who'd been tormenting my daughter for 2 years. Is something wrong? Caleb asked. I should have told him right then. Should have explained that his daughter was actively destroying mine. Should have ended it before it went further. Instead, I lied. No, nothing's wrong. Scarlett's mentioned her, I think. Why did I lie? Because I liked Caleb. Because I was attracted to him. Because I'd been lonely for so long and here was someone who made me feel wanted. I chose my own desires over my daughter's well-being in that moment. And I kept choosing it for the next 2 years. I didn't tell Scarlett I was dating Madison's father. I knew she'd be upset, so I kept it secret. For 6 months, Caleb and I dated. He was wonderful to me. Attentive, generous, kind. Meanwhile, Madison's bullying of Scarlett escalated. She started a rumor that Scarlett had tried to seduce a teacher. Scarlett came home sobbing, saying kids were calling her disgusting things. I comforted her. Told her people would forget. That she should just ignore it. And then I went on a romantic dinner date with the father of the girl who'd started the rumor. The cognitive dissonance was staggering. But I was good at compartmentalizing. Caleb's life was Caleb's life. Scarlett's life was Scarlett's life. I could keep them separate. Until I couldn't. Caleb and I had been dating for 8 months when he suggested introducing our daughters. They're the same age. They probably already know each other from school. Might be nice for them to hang out. I don't think that's a good idea, I said carefully. Why not? They might become friends. Make this whole blended family thing easier. Blended family. He was already thinking long term. And I wanted that. Desperately. Let me talk to Scarlett first, I said. That night, I sat Scarlett down. She was in her room, doing homework, looking exhausted. Madison had apparently dumped paint on her art project that day. Scarlett had spent hours redoing it. Honey, I need to tell you something. I've been seeing someone. For a while now. It's getting serious. She looked up, cautiously hopeful. That's good, Mom. I want you to be happy. His name is Caleb. He's wonderful. But there's something you should know. He has a daughter your age. At your school. Who? I took a breath. Madison Morrison. Scarlett's face went from hopeful to shocked to betrayed in seconds. You're dating Madison's dad? Madison, who's been making my life miserable for 2 years? That Madison? I didn't know when we started dating. How long have you known? A few months. A few months? You've known for months that you're dating my bully's father and you didn't tell me? I didn't want to upset you. Well, I'm upset now. Mom, how could you? Madison has made my life hell. She's the reason I cry myself to sleep. She's the reason I hate going to school. And you're dating her dad? My relationship with Caleb isn't about Madison. He's a good man. He raised Madison. If she's that cruel, what does that say about him? It was a fair point. One I deliberately ignored. Scarlett, I'm lonely. I've been alone for 5 years since your father left. Caleb makes me happy. I'm asking you to try to accept this. Accept it? You want me to accept you dating the father of the girl who torments me every single day? Yes. Because this is important to me. And Madison might not be as bad as you think. Maybe if you got to know her. Got to know her? I know her. She pushed me down the stairs last month. I had bruises for weeks. Did you report it? Why would I? Nobody ever believes me over her. She's popular and I'm nobody. That's not true. It is true. And now my own mother is choosing her family over me. She was right. But I couldn't admit it. I'm not choosing anyone over you. I'm just asking you to give Caleb a chance. And maybe try to get along with Madison for my sake. Scarlett stared at me like I was a stranger. For your sake? What about for my sake? What about protecting me? Isn't that your job? I am protecting you. No, you're not. You're choosing some guy over your own daughter. But fine. Date him. Marry him for all I care. Just don't expect me to play happy family with a girl who's made me want to die. She said those last words so quietly. Made me want to die. I should have heard that. Should have recognized how serious this was. Should have chosen my daughter in that moment. Instead, I said, don't be so dramatic. High school isn't forever. This will all blow over. Scarlett didn't respond. Just turned back to her homework, tears streaming down her face. I left her room and called Caleb. I told Scarlett. She's upset, but she'll get over it. 6 months later, Caleb proposed. I said yes immediately. Scarlett found out when I came home wearing the ring. You're engaged? To him? Yes. Caleb proposed tonight. I'm so happy, Scarlett. I hope you can be happy for me. Happy? You're marrying into the family of my bully and you want me to be happy? I want you to try. For me. This is my chance at happiness. What about my chance at not being tortured every day at school? That's separate. It's not separate. His daughter makes my life miserable and you're making her my stepsister. Madison will calm down once we're family. She'll get worse. She already hates me. Now she'll have even more power over me. You're being paranoid. I'm being realistic. Mom, please. Please don't do this. Choose me. For once in this whole thing, choose me. She was begging. My daughter was literally begging me not to marry this man. And I said, this marriage isn't about you, Scarlett. I'm sorry you're upset, but I'm marrying Caleb. You need to find a way to accept it. Her face crumpled. You're really choosing him. I'm not choosing him over you. I'm choosing my own happiness. That doesn't mean I love you any less. Yes, it does. It means exactly that. She went to her room. Didn't come out for the rest of the night. I told myself she was being a dramatic teenager. That she'd adjust. That once we were all living together, she'd see Madison wasn't that bad. I was delusional. The wedding was planned for 6 months later. Scarlett refused to be in the wedding party. I'm not standing up there celebrating you marrying into that family. Scarlett, please. It would mean so much to me. And it would destroy me. So no. Caleb was disappointed. Madison's so excited to be a bridesmaid. It's a shame Scarlett won't join her. Madison, excited. The girl who'd spent years tormenting my daughter was excited to be in my wedding while my daughter wanted nothing to do with it. I should have seen what was wrong with that picture. The weeks before the wedding were tense. Scarlett barely spoke to me. She'd come home from school, go straight to her room, and stay there. I told myself she'd come around after the wedding. That this was just an adjustment period. Madison, meanwhile, was sickeningly sweet whenever Caleb brought her around. I'm so excited we're going to be sisters, Scarlett. Scarlett would just stare at her, knowing exactly what Madison was doing. Playing the perfect stepdaughter for her father while tormenting Scarlett at school. I chose to believe Madison's act. Because it was easier than facing the truth. The day before the wedding, Madison came over for a family dinner. The four of us, me, Caleb, Scarlett, and Madison, sitting around my table pretending to be a happy blended family. Madison complimented everything. The food. The house. My dress for tomorrow. Then she turned to Scarlett. What are you wearing tomorrow, Scarlett? A blue dress, Scarlett said quietly. Oh, I love blue. You look so pretty. Right, Dad? Caleb beamed at his daughter. That's sweet of you to say, Maddie. I watched Scarlett's face. She knew this sweetness was fake. But what could she say without looking paranoid? After dinner, while Caleb and I cleaned up, I heard Madison in the hallway. You really think you belong in this family? You're pathetic. This wedding is the beginning of your nightmare. I'm going to make your life so miserable you'll wish you'd never been born. I heard her say it. Through the kitchen door, I clearly heard Madison threaten my daughter. And I did nothing. Why? Because confronting Madison would mean confronting the truth. That I was marrying a man whose daughter was a monster. That I was choosing this marriage over my daughter's safety. I couldn't face that truth. So I pretended I hadn't heard. The wedding day arrived. Scarlett got ready in silence, putting on her blue dress. She looked beautiful and heartbroken. You look lovely, sweetheart, I said. Thanks, she said flatly. At the venue, everything was perfect. Beautiful flowers, great music, all our friends and family. Madison was in her bridesmaid dress, playing the perfect stepdaughter. Scarlett sat in the back, alone. The ceremony went smoothly. Caleb and I exchanged vows. I was happy. Genuinely happy. I'd found love again. I was starting a new chapter. And my daughter sat in the back row, crying silently, mourning the mother she'd lost. The reception started. Photos, first dance, all the usual wedding things. Then it was time for Scarlett to change from her dress to the outfit she'd wear for the reception. She'd brought a different outfit to be more comfortable. She went to the bridal suite where all the dresses were hanging. 10 minutes later, I heard screaming. I ran to the bridal suite. Scarlett was standing there, holding her blue dress. Or what was left of it. Someone had taken scissors to it. Cut it to ribbons. Destroyed it completely. Scarlett was sobbing. My dress. Someone destroyed my dress. Madison appeared in the doorway. Oh my God, Scarlett. What happened? Did you rip it by accident? I didn't rip it. Someone cut it. Someone did this on purpose. I looked at the dress. It was clearly deliberately cut. Not torn. Cut with scissors in a methodical pattern designed to destroy. Madison looked concerned. Who would do something like that? I knew who. We all knew who. Madison had access to the bridal suite. She'd had time alone. This had her fingerprints all over it. But I couldn't prove it. And I couldn't accuse Caleb's daughter at my own wedding. Scarlett, calm down. It's just a dress. Just a dress? Mom, someone destroyed my dress at your wedding. This was deliberate. Maybe it was an accident. It wasn't an accident. Look at it. Someone hated me enough to do this. She was looking at Madison while she said it. Madison looked back with fake sympathy. I'm so sorry this happened to you, Scarlett. Some people are just cruel. The audacity. The absolute audacity of that girl. Mom, Scarlett said, turning to me with desperate eyes. You know who did this. You know. I looked at Madison. At Caleb, who'd appeared behind her, concerned about the commotion. At my wedding, my perfect day. And I made my choice. Scarlett, I don't know who did this. But it's my wedding day. I need you to calm down and not make a scene. You can wear something else. Make a scene? My dress was destroyed and you're telling me not to make a scene? Yes. This is my wedding. I'm asking you to handle this quietly. Quietly. While she, Scarlett pointed at Madison, gets away with it. You don't know Madison did this. Yes, I do. And so do you. But you're choosing her over me. Again. Guests were starting to gather, hearing the commotion. Scarlett, enough. Go change into something else. This is my day. I'm asking you to let this go. The look Scarlett gave me in that moment. I will never forget it. Pure betrayal. Pure pain. The moment my daughter realized I would never choose her. Fine, she said quietly. I'll let it go. I'll let all of it go. She walked out of the bridal suite, past Madison who smirked when no one was looking, past Caleb who seemed oblivious, past all the guests who'd witnessed my daughter's humiliation. She changed into something from her bag and sat through the rest of the reception in silence. Madison danced and laughed and played the perfect new stepdaughter. And I chose to see only what I wanted to see. After the wedding, Caleb, Madison, and I moved into a new house together. My house. The house I'd lived in with Scarlett. Scarlett's room became the guest room. Madison took the bigger bedroom across from the master. Scarlett was relegated to a smaller room, in her own house, to make space for her bully. This isn't fair, Scarlett said as we moved her things. Madison needs more space for all her clothes and activities. You don't mind, right? Would it matter if I did? Scarlett, please. I'm trying to make this work. I need you to be flexible. I've been nothing but flexible. I've accepted you marrying him. I didn't make a scene when Madison destroyed my dress. I'm living with my bully. What more do you want from me? I want you to try to be sisters with Madison. She laughed. Actually laughed. A bitter, hopeless sound. Sisters. Right. Because that's what Madison wants too. Madison was, predictably, horrible. Now that we were living together, she didn't even try to hide it from me. She'd accidentally spill things on Scarlett's belongings. She'd eat food labeled with Scarlett's name. She'd blast music late at night when Scarlett had exams. And when Scarlett complained, I'd say, "Can't you just try to get along? You're sisters now." She's not my sister. She's my tormentor who now lives in my house. This is Madison's house too now. You need to share. Caleb, for his part, was oblivious. He saw Madison as his perfect princess. Whenever I hesitantly mentioned something Madison had done, he'd brush it off. Maddie's just adjusting. Give her time. Time. As if time would make Madison less cruel. 3 months into the marriage, Scarlett came to me with her college applications. I'm applying to schools across the country. As far from here as possible. Across the country? Why so far? She looked at me like I was stupid. Because I need to get away from Madison. Away from this house. Away from you. That last part hurt. But I pushed past it. What about the college fund? Your grandmother left you $40,000 for college. That's enough for in-state tuition but not out of state. I'll take loans. I'll figure it out. I just need to leave. I should have helped her. Should have supported her escape from the hell I'd created. Instead, Caleb had another idea. Madison wants to go on a summer trip to Europe with her friends before senior year, he said one night. It's expensive, though. About $8,000 for the whole trip. That's a lot, I said. I know. But she's worked so hard this year. Straight A's. Captain of the cheer squad. She deserves it. Straight A's. Because Madison spent zero time being bullied. She was the bully. She had all the time and energy to excel while Scarlett struggled with depression and anxiety. Where would the money come from? I asked. Caleb was quiet for a moment. What about Scarlett's college fund? My blood went cold. What? Just a loan. We'd pay it back. But Madison really wants this trip, and Scarlett's college fund is just sitting there. That's Scarlett's money? From her grandmother? For college. And she can still use it for college. We'd pay back the $8,000. But this trip is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Madison. She's been through so much with the divorce. She deserves this. I knew what I should say. I knew I should protect Scarlett's money. That fund was the only thing she had that was purely hers. But Caleb was looking at me with those eyes. And I wanted to make him happy. Wanted to be the wife who supported his daughter. So I said yes. I took $8,000 from Scarlett's college fund and gave it to Caleb for Madison's Europe trip. I told myself we'd pay it back. That Scarlett would never need to know. But Scarlett checked her college fund balance the next week. She came to me, trembling. Where's the money? What money? $8,000 is missing from my college fund. Where is it? I couldn't lie to her face. I lent it to Caleb. For Madison's trip to Europe. The silence was deafening. You what? It's just a loan. We'll pay it back. You took my money. Money Grandma left me for college. And you gave it to Madison? For a vacation? We'll pay it back before you need it. I need it now. I'm applying to colleges. That money was supposed to help me get away from here. You can still go to college. You have $32,000 left. I had $40,000. That's the difference between in-state and out-of-state. That's the difference between escaping Madison and being stuck near her. You're being dramatic. Dramatic? You married my bully's father. You let her destroy my dress. You gave her my room. And now you've stolen my college money to send her on vacation. And I'm being dramatic? I didn't steal. Yes, you did. You stole from me to give to her. You've chosen her over me in every possible way. Caleb appeared. What's all the yelling about? Your wife stole from my college fund to send your daughter on vacation, Scarlett said, her voice deadly calm now. It's not stealing. It's a family loan. I'm not family, Scarlett said. You've made that very clear. Madison is your family. I'm just the obstacle you have to tolerate until I turn 18 and leave. Scarlett, that's not true. Isn't it? Name one time in the last year you've chosen me over Madison. One time. I couldn't. Because there wasn't a single instance. I'm leaving, Scarlett said. What? I'm calling Aunt Sarah. I'm going to ask if I can live with her until college. I can't stay here anymore. You can't just leave. Watch me. She went to her room and closed the door. I heard her on the phone with my sister. An hour later, she came out with a bag packed. Aunt Sarah is picking me up. I'll come back for the rest of my stuff later. Scarlett, please. Don't do this. We can work this out. No, we can't. Because working it out would require you to choose me. And you've proven over and over that you won't. You'd rather have Caleb and Madison than your own daughter. That's not fair. Nothing about this has been fair. You married my bully's father. You told me my pain didn't matter. You destroyed my dress and told me to get over it. You took my college money. What part of any of this was fair to me? She was right. About everything. But I still tried to justify it. I was trying to blend our families. By sacrificing me. That's what you chose. Your new family over your daughter. So fine. Have them. I'm done. My sister's car pulled up outside. Scarlett grabbed her bag. I hope he's worth it, Mom. I hope Madison and Caleb are worth losing your daughter. She left. I stood in that doorway watching her go, and I told myself she'd be back. That she just needed to cool off. She didn't come back. Scarlett moved in with my sister and didn't speak to me for 3 months. I called. She didn't answer. I texted. Read receipts on, but no responses. I showed up at my sister's house. Sarah told me Scarlett didn't want to see me. She's heartbroken, my sister said. What you did? I can't even comprehend it. You married that girl's father? Used Scarlett's college money for her bully's vacation? It was a loan. Stop. Just stop. You don't get to justify this. You chose a man over your daughter. A man whose daughter has tormented Scarlett for years. And now Scarlett is so depressed she's seeing a therapist twice a week. The guilt hit me hard. But I pushed it away. I had a new family to focus on. Madison's Europe trip was everything she'd hoped. She posted constantly on social media. Pictures in Paris, London, Rome. All funded by Scarlett's college money. Caleb was thrilled. She's having the time of her life. This was such a great gift. Gift. He called it a gift. Not a loan. A gift. You're still going to pay back Scarlett's fund, right? I asked. Well, my business has been slow. It might take longer than I thought. How long? Maybe a year or 2. But Scarlett has time before college. Except Scarlett didn't have time. She was applying to schools now. And that missing $8,000 meant she couldn't afford her dream schools. I should have demanded Caleb pay it back immediately. Should have protected Scarlett's future. Instead, I said, I guess that's okay. As long as we pay it back eventually. Eventually. Another lie I told myself. Meanwhile, Madison was thriving. Without Scarlett around to bully, she moved on to other targets at school. But at home, she had everything she wanted. She got the bigger room. She got the vacation. She got her father's undivided attention. She got me bending over backward to make her comfortable. And she rubbed it in whenever she could. "It's so nice having my own space," she'd say at dinner. "Scarlett's old room is perfect for me." Or, "Europe was amazing. Best summer ever. I have Scarlett's grandma to thank for that." She said this to me. Not to Caleb, who'd brush it off. To me, knowing I'd hear the cruelty in it. And I said nothing. Because calling out Madison meant admitting what I'd done. Admitting I'd stolen from my daughter to fund her bully's vacation. 6 months after Scarlett left, Caleb started to change. The charm faded. The attentiveness disappeared. He became critical of everything I did. "Dinner's cold. The house is a mess. Why are you so emotional all the time?" The man who'd wooed me with romance and attention was gone. In his place was someone impatient and dismissive. I tried to talk to him about it. "Is everything okay? You seem distant." "I'm fine. You're being paranoid." But I wasn't paranoid. He was pulling away. And I was starting to realize why. He'd wanted a wife to take care of his daughter. To fund Madison's lifestyle. To provide a home for them. Now that he had all that, he didn't need to try anymore. The fight started. Small at first. About housework, about money, about my attitude. Then bigger. About Scarlett. "Your daughter won't even come to family dinners," Caleb complained. "Because your daughter tormented her. Because we used her college money. We borrowed it. And Madison's not that bad. Scarlett's too sensitive." "Too sensitive?" "Madison destroyed her dress at our wedding." "You don't know that." "Yes, I do. Everyone knows that. But you refuse to see who your daughter really is. Maybe if you'd been a better stepmother, Scarlett wouldn't have left." The accusation was outrageous. I'd bent over backward for Madison. Given her everything. Sacrificed my own daughter for her. And Caleb was blaming me for Scarlett leaving. We fought more and more. Madison played innocent, pretending to be caught in the middle of our arguments. "I just want us all to be happy," she'd say with fake concern. My sister started sending me updates about Scarlett. Not because Scarlett wanted her to, but because Sarah thought I should know. Scarlett had gotten into her dream school. Across the country. Full-ride scholarship based on her academics. She didn't need my money. She'd done it on her own. I should have been proud. Should have called to congratulate her. Instead, I felt resentful. If she didn't need the money anyway, why was she still mad about the $8,000? The cognitive dissonance was staggering. But I was in too deep to see clearly. Scarlett's graduation from high school came. I wasn't invited. Didn't even know about it until after when Sarah posted photos. Scarlett in her cap and gown, smiling, surrounded by friends and my sister's family. Happy. Healthy. Thriving without me. I called her that night. She answered, surprisingly. "Congratulations on graduation," I said. "Thanks. I wish I could have been there." "You weren't invited. I'm still your mother." "Are you?" "Because for the last 2 years, you've been Madison's stepmother. Caleb's wife. But my mother? I'm not sure that person exists anymore." "That's not fair. I've been trying to balance everyone's needs." "No, you've been prioritizing everyone except me. There's a difference." "Scarlett, please. I made mistakes. But I love you. Can't we move past this?" "Move past it?" "You married my bully's father. You used my college money for her vacation. You told me to get over it when she destroyed my dress. You gave her my room. You chose them over me in every single decision for 2 years. And now you want me to just move past it? I want a relationship with my daughter." "Then you should have protected your daughter. You should have chosen your daughter. You should have been my mother instead of Caleb's wife." She hung up. I sat there crying, and Caleb walked by without even asking what was wrong. That's when I started to see it. The truth I'd been avoiding for 2 years. I destroyed my relationship with my daughter for a man who didn't actually care about me. I'd given up everything for a marriage that was already falling apart. The $8,000 was never paid back. When I brought it up, Caleb would get angry. "We gave your daughter a home. We've supported her. She can spare $8,000. She didn't spare it." I took it without asking. Well, maybe if she wasn't so ungrateful, we'd feel more inclined to pay it back. Ungrateful. He called Scarlett ungrateful for being upset that I'd stolen from her. I was living in a nightmare of my own creation. 1 year after the wedding, Caleb asked for a divorce. "This isn't working," he said. "Madison and I need our own space." "What? After everything I've done for you? For Madison?" "That's just it. You're always bringing up what you've done for us. Like we should be grateful. I don't want a marriage based on keeping score." The irony. The absolute irony of him accusing me of keeping score when I'd given everything and gotten nothing. What about the house? My house that I let you move into? We'll split it. It's marital property now. I have to sell my house. The house I'd raised Scarlett in. The house that held all our memories. I'd have to sell it and split the money with the man I'd been married to for barely a year. Madison was thrilled, of course. Finally, Dad and I can get our own place. Without all this drama. Drama I created by choosing them. Caleb and Madison moved out 2 months later. The divorce was finalized 4 months after that. I lost my house in the settlement. Lost half of everything I owned. And Madison? She kept the Europe memories funded by Scarlett's college money that was never paid back. I tried to reach out to Scarlett after the divorce. I'm divorced now. Caleb and I are over. I was wrong about everything. Can we please talk? Her response was short, I'm glad you're free of him. But that doesn't fix what you did to me. I need more time. That was 8 months ago. I live in a studio apartment now. Most of my savings went to the divorce. I work long hours to make rent. Scarlett is at college across the country. Sarah sends me photos sometimes. Scarlett at football games. Scarlett with friends. Scarlett in her dorm. She's thriving. Genuinely happy. All without me. I saw Madison once, at a grocery store. She pretended not to see me. She's living with Caleb in a nice condo. Still posting on social media. Still popular. Still cruel, from what I hear. And she got away with all of it. She tormented my daughter for years, destroyed her dress, drove her out of her own home, and got a free vacation to Europe for it. While Scarlett lost her mother. My therapist, I finally started seeing one ask me why I made the choices I did. I was lonely, I said. I wanted to be loved. Caleb made me feel wanted. And Scarlett? Didn't she make you feel wanted? Scarlett was just there. She was my daughter. I took her for granted. Caleb was new and exciting. So you chose new and exciting over your daughter's safety and well-being? Put that way, it sounded even worse. I thought I could have both. I thought Scarlett would adjust. Did you ever ask Scarlett if she could adjust? Or did you just demand it? I didn't answer because we both knew the truth. What would you say to Scarlett if she were here? My therapist asked. That I'm sorry. That I was wrong about everything. That I chose a man over her and destroyed our relationship. That I'd give anything to go back and make different choices. Would you? Would you really make different choices? Or would you still choose Caleb because the loneliness was too much? That's the question that haunts me. If I could go